Hi, everybody. We are doing a lovely interview with my client, Miss Christa. And thank you so much for being here with us today, Christa. So our first question is, before working together, what approaches or strategies have you tried before and why weren't those working for you?
Yeah, so a couple of the issues with my health that I had tried approaches for, I had ever since my youngest was born, just really irregular and very painful and heavy menstrual cycles. And with that in particular, I tried obviously just, Advil, lots and lots of Advil. I had gone to see my gynecologist, who the only fix that they wanted to give me was birth control. I tried that for a month and it actually was so much worse. It affected my moods. I became incredibly anxious. And to the point where until I figured out what was causing the anxiety, I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on with me? So those were some of the approaches I had tried for that, holistically just taking hot baths when there was just nothing else that I could do. And another one of my health goals was to increase my energy. I had just felt really sluggish, and I have 5 kids. I work full time, and I just didn't feel like I had the energy during the day to really give to them in the way that I wanted to play with them, to take them outside and to be active with them. And for that, I had tried other kind of health programs that were very heavy on you have to do this much exercise and these types of exercises every day, very, very strict meal plans. And it just, with that type of program, it was almost too much. It was too much so that it wasn't sustainable for my life.
Thank you for sharing that. How fast did you see a change in your health once you started the program? And we started together about 3 months ago.
Yeah, so I would say within the first month, I started seeing changes. The first menstrual cycle after I had with working with you, no cramps, no pain, which was huge. Yeah, it was so awesome. And even my energy levels, I saw those starting to increase, and I had more of a drive and the energy to really give to my kids in the way that I had been wanting to for so long.
Yay. I know, I remember that, our first meeting together, and you were like, all right, like my period cramps have gone away. Like I'm not just in bed all day. And I thought that might take a couple of months, but you just followed everything so perfectly. So then you got results so fast, which was great. What were some of the challenges that you've experienced in the past few months, and how were you able to overcome those obstacles?
Yeah, so I would say one of my biggest challenges has been COVID-19. Um, Before COVID, I was, on just like a really smooth trajectory with, everything that you and I had been working on, and had a couple of road bumps with that. But you've been really great with, encouraging me in that, and, helping me to find really doable things, that I can implement to keep myself, working towards my health goals. So that's been super awesome. I'm not physically going to work. I'm staying home every day with 5 kids and trying to manage them. So it's been awesome being able to continue to work on myself while amidst just the busyness and the craziness of all of that.
Absolutely. What do you enjoy most about the program?
Honestly, working with you is super fabulous. You're just so nice and so encouraging, and yeah, you're fabulous. And then the supportive community as well. Like every week there's the weekly check-ins, what's our health goal for the week, or maybe we have a question, and a couple of days later towards the end of the week, what was our win? And it just provides that extra level for me of accountability and encouragement too. Like you always like comment on those. Sometimes other group members will comment or even like it. And, you know, that's an encouragement too. And it's like, all right, yes, there are people behind me. I can do this.
Yay. And you are doing it.
Thanks.
It's only been a few months, so you're doing great. What would you say to people who want to join the program, but they're nervous about failing or, you know, it being overwhelming or they don't have enough time? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would say that it is hands down the most doable program I have ever done. You know, there really isn't a set amount of time in the day. You do an awesome job, you know, like taking into account, you know, for myself, my schedule, my family life, and helping me to create very doable things that I can, you know, just work on, whether it's myself or even involving the kids in it. And that's really, really great. And you know, it's absolutely worth every penny, because I have not seen this type of change in myself in a really long time. You know, I had been putting out money for co-pays, like with the painful cramps, money to an ER visit one time, you know, money towards the Advil or the birth control and, you know, other health programs that just didn't work in the past because they weren't doable. So this is the best, very worth it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And that really is like my goal in designing the program, is that it is doable, right? Like how you were saying with some other programs, it was so overwhelming or super strict diet or exercise. Like my intention is that you work with me and you learn these skills for the rest of your life so that it really is sustainable. So thank you for reflecting that back.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I love the swap and upgrades that you do, you know, because that makes it doable too. It's not like, all right, just eliminate this thing out of your diet. It's like, okay, well, if you're not ready to eliminate it, let's find the healthier version. And that's been awesome.
It's a fun one for sure.
Yes.
You've touched on this a little bit, but how has your health transformed since starting the program 3 months ago?
Yeah, so with my menstrual cycles, it started the first month with less painful periods. That has been consistent. Like I don't have those painful cramps. And my cycle, like I said, it would come regularly, but when it came, it would last for a long period of time. So I would bleed for about 12 days with periods of really, really heavy bleeding in there. And I have seen that progressively get shorter in the last 3 months to where my last cycle was the most kind of normal right cycle that I've had in 2 years. So that's, yeah, been awesome. And then, like I said before, my energy levels have really increased. And then one of the things that we just started working on this last month is like the anxiety that I feel. And there were some supplements that you recommended to me, which I've been taking. And I've noticed a really big difference with that. Just during the day, like my overall calm, it's steady, you know, like I don't feel anxiety spiking at, you know, different points. I just feel emotionally steady, which is really nice. And like it was super cool to kind of learn that there was that, you know, like kind of that nutritional aspect to it, you know, and that I was just missing some things that I needed.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about, is like finding the root cause of the imbalance. So like with anxiety, for example, it could just be like a nutritional deficiency of some type. And the fact that you're already feeling the results in less than a month of taking those supplements, because we did that questionnaire together to see like what was out of balance. And that's showing that like your body is so intelligent and able to heal itself, right? When you have the right support there. So that's awesome. Yay. I love hearing about all of your improvements, and it's really just the beginning. Like, just imagine 3 more months from now.
Yeah.
What would you say to somebody who wanted to join, but they were feeling a little bit hesitant about investing in themselves to join the program? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would say that like investing in yourself has got to be your number one priority. You know, if you know, you're not investing in yourself, if you're not truly taking care of yourself, in all aspects, then you can't give to your loved ones and those around you in the way that you might really want to give. And, you know, like, I know for me, you know, I was a little bit hesitant at first, but again, just in the first month of seeing the changes in me, seeing like how quickly things were improving, you know, and I wasn't having to pour in tons of hours every day into it. You know, it's just making some key changes, you know, in my diet and in my life. It's like so worth it. You know, I mean, just to not have the painful cramps alone, you know, not to have to be like curled up in bed in a ball missing out on my family and just on life is huge. It's so worth it. So yeah, I would say to anyone who's questioning it, like if you have anything in your life that you want changed, it is absolutely worth it because you will see those improvements.
Thank you. Thank you, Christa. Yeah, it's also like just so powerful because you've grown so much as an individual, but like you're also saying you've been able to show up with more energy for your kids too, and you know, your partnership and your work and all those things. It's like it ripples out.
Yes, absolutely.
Any other like reflections or words of advice to share with others?
I think that's about it. Yeah, just that the program is wonderful, and like I'm super glad that I found you.
Thank you. I'm super glad that we found each other too. I know that it's interesting sometimes, like, you know, finding somebody online and then like, should I do this online program? And we now with COVID, everybody's doing Zoom video chats anyways, but yeah, definitely there's that leap of faith that's involved. And I'm so glad that you took that because you're an absolute pleasure to work with. And I'm happy to continue the process with you.
Thank you. You too.
Alrighty. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.